God says the reason why you are here is to do good and be happy. The reasons why you are here are to do good and be happy. This goes to Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you, plans to give you hope and a future. That is a part of this, okay? So we are now in Ecclesiastes 3, verse 13, which we can go back up to 12. And it says, I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live. Verse 13 says that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all their toil. This is the gift of God. This is the gift from God. God says, this is my gift to you. Everybody tries to figure out what's the point of life, earth, and its existence. It's an experience. And in your experience, you are to eat, drink, and find satisfaction within your toil. Means whatever you are putting yourself to do during the day, whatever you're putting your energy towards, whatever you are giving your, whatever you are seeking to produce every day or however often you produce, that you find satisfaction in that toil. That when you sit down, and I for a long time did not understand this, but I often search for the reason or cause of life. And most people, when they're searching for life, they find themselves on the negative side of life, because you can get caught up in the way that the world teaches you to go. You get to school, you go to college, you go to high school, you get a good job. Like, that is the way that the world sets you up to go. But as you know, going to school, going to college, getting a job, and all those things that's one way of living. And there are many other paths, there are many other ways that you can exist, or your life can travel and go, and your life navigates its way to whatever existence that you're living. However, the goal of life, of your life, whatever way it went, is so that when you sit down at night, or in the morning if you're a breakfast eater, or at lunch if you're a lunch eater, when you sit, you understand that it is a gift, that the meal that you're receiving is a gift. And I put this into perspective. Growing up, I always had access to eat the foods that I wanted to eat. So I just was eating good on a regular day basis. But it wasn't until I became an adult and I understood that, that's not the reality for a lot of people. A lot of people, even me at one point in time, did not have access to the food that I wanted to eat. Now, granted, the food that I like from time to time is very expensive. So in that nature, when you get into a position, and this is why, God takes us through tests, because it's not until you lack the very thing that you have taken for granted till you begin to appreciate it. That it's not until you don't have access to it that you begin to appreciate it. And so it wasn't until I didn't have access to the foods that I love till I realized that it was truly a gift. So now I furthermore understand why every time I get in front of a meal, I pray. I thank God wholeheartedly. I thank God from the very depths of me, because do you know what it's like to have a meal in front of you? Oh my God. To have a meal in front of you that you love, to find real enjoyment in what you're putting into your body, to really find enjoyment in food. Now, I'm not really a foodie, but I enjoy good food. And so the Bible says to find satisfaction within the meal is a gift from God. And that not only that, but that is what life is about, every day. And this is something that even just personally I have struggled with, because sometimes I'd be like, I wish I did not have to eat every day. Like, I wish I did not have to put food in this here body for it to remain sustained. But nevertheless, that is a part of where I'm supposed to be finding my satisfaction. There's so many things that you can do to fill your time. It's like, if you're not going to eat to make sure that your body is sustained, then what are you doing? Then what are you doing? But God is saying that is where, whether you eat or drink, do it all for the glory of God. So then when you're eating and when you're drinking, or prior to, you're praying and giving thanks to the one who provided you with the ability to intake. There are a lot of people who can't chew, don't have teeth. They're like, that limits their enjoyment of everyday activities that we all participate in. But again, it wasn't until, for me and my own personal experience, I didn't have access till I began to appreciate it more. So also, even in work, a lot of people work so that they can, have access to regular everyday life stuff, and versus working for their own satisfaction. A lot of people do what they don't want to do so that they can remain sustained. And so it's two parts to that. One part is that you don't have to do it. Like, you don't have to do it. You don't have to spend all of your time toiling under the sun, which is meaningless, which it talks about in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, I believe 2 and 3. But nevertheless, y'all can read that on your own time. I don't want to spend all my time reading the full, because I would read the full passages. Like, I would read the whole chapter of 1, the whole chapter of 2, the whole chapter of 3, and it's very mind-opening to the fact that everything that humans really choose to spend their time on is meaningless. Which brings me actually to Mary and Martha. But I just want to really ingrain this part, that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in all of their toil. Finding satisfaction. That's just like cleaning up your room, or cleaning up your house, or your kitchen, or wherever you are. That even the toil is in the cleaning. But when it's clean, to be able to look at it once it's all fine and pristine, that you get satisfaction from, that is a gift from God. It's a gift from God. Understand that there are people who feel miserable doing the same task that you do, but you find satisfaction in it. And that is a gift from God. God is gifting you with the ability to enjoy. A lot of people do a lot of things and have no enjoyment in it. They have no enjoyment. You're doing it, you don't even enjoy doing it. But that's because you don't have God. And God gives you that gift to be able to enjoy. So there's a lot of people that don't appreciate those simple things, to be able to eat and to be able to drink and to be able to find satisfaction in the things that they're doing. And I think actually that's why a lot of people commit suicide. A lot of people talk about jail being, you're secluded from the real world. And although I will say that I don't believe that the prison system is built to rehabilitate citizens back into society, what I will say is that there are people that feel alone in jail, just like there are people that feel alone in the regular world. There probably are more suicides in the regular world than there are suicides in jail. I have not looked that up, but I'm pretty sure. Nevertheless, it just shows that a person cannot feel satisfaction and have everything. You can have everything. You can eat, drink, enjoy. To another person, as an outsider looking in, you see me eating, drinking, and enjoying, but the person really isn't finding true satisfaction because they lack God. God is the way. And sometimes praying for that satisfaction, Lord, allow me to find satisfaction in the things that I put my efforts and works into. Lord, help me find that, help me establish that satisfaction as I'm toiling, as I'm laboring. Help me find, the pleasantry of it all. That is the word of the Lord. Eat, drink, and find satisfaction in your toil. That is what life and this existence here is about.